Carradine, Artie Johnson, and the girls. Evil Toons.
Don't tell me you kids don't enjoy a good cartoon.
Evil Toons.
My interest in Evil Toons is mostly just that I used to see it in video stores.
Oh yeah, that iconic VHS cover of just that dog thing licking over this sexy lady.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I could never get like an adult to rent it for me because it looks so stupid.
Right. Very salacious.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's either a porn or a cartoon. So I would go to the video store with my grandpa, and he'd be like, "I'm not renting you a porn or a cartoon."
Yeah, I don't want to watch that shit.
Yeah, I'm a 70-year-old man. I don't want to jerk off or watch cartoons.
What was the tagline? I think it was, "This dude is rude."
Oh, okay.
Do you not remember that? You know how they always had a little tagline?
Yeah,
on the
I've
front
seen a
cover?
few different boxes.
Yeah,
but the marketing all seemed like it looks a lot like a porno.
Right.
Which is a cartoon slap on.
I mean, the other slogan was, first they undress you, then they possess you. Which is a little bit actually more in tune with the movie than "This dude is rude."
Definitely strange marketing. But Evil Toons has become a cult film over the years. There's an HD transfer. There's been a Blu-ray. So, Evil Toons is free on Tubi. It's generally pretty easy to find.
This is your first time watching it, Gary? Because
Maybe last year or something.
Right.
Just because I saw it on there.
Because Grandpa didn't want to watch that shit.
Yeah.
And when the hell are you going to rent Evil Toons yourself?
Might as well. It's free and it's pretty short. It's a fun bad movie with tits. If you go into it not expecting more than that, you probably won't be too disappointed.
Yeah.
But I probably would just give it like 2 stars. But I kind of like it. It's not super rewatchable.
Okay. I didn't rewatch it.
Oh no, you didn't go in for a second viewing on Evil Toons?
No, I got enough.
You might have missed some of the subtleties in the performances.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe I could see the gratuitous boob shots.
Yeah.
A second time.
There's some good acting in Evil Toons. So, Evil Toons opens with a message from the director, Fred Olen Ray, which says, the story you are about to see is true. Nothing has been changed. These are the actual people who lived this great adventure. And this is exactly the way it really happened. I truly believe this.
He truly believes it, Gary. Signed.
Well, a great
friend.
adventure is a pretty interesting way to describe Evil Toons.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize it was a documentary,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to sign up
this
for
was like the precursor to the Blair Witch Project.
Sure. I mean, it's totally believable, too, as a documentary.
You got to appreciate the director's showmanship. Fred Olen Ray is almost like a 90s Ed Wood.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just puts his name right up front. It almost tricks you into thinking the movie's going to be good.
Right, he's got a nice signature.
Yeah.
A warning that it's going to be too real, like Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy's obviously so proud of his film, it must be good, right?
Sure. Put his name on it, straight up front. Not that we don't already do that in credits, but he made a point to write it out for us.
Yeah, it's the Fred Olen Ray seal of approval. Before Evil Toons, he directed Alienator, starring Jan Michael Vincent. That was 1989. You know who Jan Michael Vincent is?
Yeah.
From Airwolf?
Yeah, he's great.
Stringfellow Hawk?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, man. Airwolf is pretty great. If you've ever seen that HBO series, what's the James Gunn HBO series with John Cena?
Peacemaker.
Yeah, The Peacemaker. The Peacemaker feels like James Gunn watched Airwolf and just like made a parody of it. So Jan Michael Vincent, he was like a kind of like in the 80s, it was like this guy's going to be a big star. He's in the show Airwolf. He was in some films. And I think he was just like a degenerate alcoholic. So he just like ruined his career. Yeah. And then he had a bunch of car accidents and eventually he had like one eye and like one leg. And he just like falling apart. Yeah.
I did not know that horrible.
Yeah.
One eye, one leg. This guy turned into a fucking pirate, Gary?
I think so.
Holy shoot.
Allegedly. Fred Olen Ray, he did a mob-themed comedy called Mob Boss in 1990. So he has done like a lot of different genre stuff. Oh, this is interesting. Fred Olen Ray was the filmmaker who loaned Quentin Tarantino the 16mm camera he shot his first short film with, My Best Friend's Wedding, or My Best Friend's Birthday. Not wedding.
Best friend's birthday. Is that also a
he also used that camera to shoot his best friend's wedding, though.
His actual best friend's wedding?
Yeah. It was a twofer,
Yeah. I mean, this movie, the guy knows how to save money because he
made it on a very small budget.
I heard he came to Corman. He wanted Corman to produce it, and he said, I can make this movie for $250,000. And Corman was like, that budget's too low, and passed on the deal. And so then he self-financed or whatever and made it for like $140,000.
Yeah. So it's not crazy to believe this guy became a successful director.
Right.
He's good at making movies in a general sense. So in the first scene of Evil Toons, we're introduced to David Carradine as Gideon Fisk. So there's a shot of a house with big columns, and Fisk just storms into frame holding a book.
Funny story. It's fake lightning and stuff on this house, but I've been to that house. I've shot there.
Yeah, apparently a lot of movies have been shot there.
Yeah.
And I think it's right across the street from the house from Last House on the Left.
People Under the Stairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the house across from People Under the Stairs. It's called the Beckett Residence.
But anyways,
it was built in 1905.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it. Give me some info.
Yeah. Built in 1905, became a landmark in 73, and was, like Gary said, Twice Dead, The Covenant, the Immortalizer, Running with Scissors, and my favorite, Ashton Portman comedy, No Strings Attached. Oh, and the upstairs, in Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I shot a Loot Crate thing there. So I've been all over this house, and it's way more decrepit now. Like, the fucking ceiling was falling in.
I don't think they
shit.
shot inside the house, though.
They did. They totally did.
Evil
Yeah.
Toons? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was looking around. I was trying to figure it out because they come in the front door, but it's actually not the front door interior.
No, it's not the door,
It's the side door that they come in and fake as the front door.
Oh, okay.
And they go around the back, and it's definitely the basement. The place was kind of a shithole, so I could believe that they.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty cool. So it was neat, just like kind of seeing this old movie with this old house that I've definitely been at more recently.
So yeah, there's a shot of a house with big columns, and then Fisk just storms into frame with the book, and it's obviously just a fucking ripoff of the book from Evil Dead. But unlike Evil Dead, the book from Evil Toons probably has pages stuck together.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that's the best I got in the book. You got anything?
Well, I mean,
it's made of instead of being bound in human skin, it's bound in human foreskin.
Just one. Is it one big foreskin or like multiple small?
That's a
foreskin?
good question.
Kind of smooshed together. I mean, there's not really stitching or anything on the book. It's pretty smooth, so it's pretty smooth.
But it could be like fine Italian stitching, to be honest. And
sure.
In Europe, that's where the men are uncut anyway, so that would make a lot of sense to me. So the book talks. It's got a little like flapping puppet mouth, and it tells Gideon, "Let your conscience be your guide.
Just give a little whistle."
Yeah.
Fucking Jiminy Cricket advice. What kind of bullshit's that?
It's weird. And then David Carradine goes into the basement and he hangs himself after telling the book, "You lose." And the bootleg Necronomicon says, "I never knew you were one to jump to conclusions," which gives you a pretty good sense of the writing that you're going to get in Evil Toons.
It's got the word tunes in it. Yeah. There's a tune on the front. Yeah, Carradine walks in, gets a boner. He looks over at this noose, and I was like,
The irony is pretty thick watching David Carradine hang himself.
Yeah.
Do you think they had to do multiple takes because he kept getting hard?
Well, just one more. He kept requesting. Just one more.
It must have been a pretty nice day on set for David Carradine. Like, there's porn stars walking around. Some grip is choking him with a noose. Probably overall a pretty pleasant experience for Kwai Chang Caine. So, after David Carradine hangs himself, there's a really long intro with looks like drawings from the book, which it goes on forever. It's pretty fucking boring. I think they were really trying to stretch the runtime.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like we're looking at some Where the Wild Things Are book art.
They're probably just trying to get this fucking piece of shit over 80 minutes.
And they wanted to show a picture of a woman trying to eat a demon ass.
Yeah,
which also happens actually in the World. The Wild Things
slow
Are.
down, Rust. I want to talk about this.
Okay,
a bit. Okay,
sure.
Because you're right. Most of these drawings are not interesting at all. And then out of nowhere, there's one. It just looks like a woman tossing the devil's salad.
He's like farting in her face or something.
I'm assuming that this is how the female cast of Evil Toons got their parts. They all had to eat Fred Olen Ray's ass.
He's like, I don't dress up like a devil. You're going to eat my ass.
Yeah.
Take some pictures and someone's going to do a nice rendering of it for the opening credits.
That's the ultimate evil, eating the devil's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
he hasn't watched that in eons.
No, you've really gone to the dark side if you're putting your tongue in the devil's butt.
Yeah, dude. He can... Yeah. The real dark side.
Yeah.
There's no lower level of hell than eating the devil's butthole.
Yeah. So finally the film cuts back to the house and it's daytime now. Yeah, and this house, by the way, isn't a very good haunted house. It looks like it was built in the 60s or 70s tops. When did you say it was built?
1905.
So it is pretty old.
It's an old house.
Oh, fuck me. I guess I'm wrong then.
It's a landmark in 72.
Yeah. 1905 is pretty old for a house in LA.
Definitely.
That is something. Remember
And
when,
then, like,
remember
have
when the
Bush
porn
out there
budgets got to like a peak when we were in high school with like pirates?
Yeah, biggest budget porn ever. You know,
Nobody wanted that.
do you ever see it?
No, I remember.
It is fantastic, Gary.
Is it?
It's actually
It's
a
a real
really,
feat of cinema.
Yeah.
I remember like one of our friends in high school, his dad like had it, and hearing about like his dad. It was like it's a really like a nerdy porn to buy.
Oh, it sure is.
Like, honey, it's kind of a movie. Like you're almost like trying to like in case your wife finds it. I mean, it's not the most dirty thing.
I think you and your wife watch it together. I actually did watch it with a girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Back in college.
Yeah.
And you know, while there's sex scenes, you can either watch them or you guys can bone.
Yeah.
I mean, the acting. Actually, there's an R-rated version that you used to be able to get from Blockbuster. That actually was just
very dumb.
Was just the softcore version. You just cut out the shots of penetration.
Oh, okay. It's probably made for like Cinemax or something.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like an hour shorter.
Yeah.
But you can watch the movie, and actually, the performances are funny, and the sets are. Right.
The most interesting thing about Pirates is that like around the time that it was made, all the porn stars that were in it still had to be in other porns. So randomly, like you'd be watching a porno in 2006, and one of the guys would have like a big, stupid pirate beard because like he had to grow it for like 8 months to do the pirate porno.
It's all beated up.
But he's just doing Teenage Anal Princesses 7 this weekend, but he still has the stupid beard.
And he's been practicing the accent. Yar, bitch.
You're like, why did this pirate show up to this porn shoot?
You know, everybody who doesn't like pirates, scary. After Pirates of the Caribbean, everyone wanted to be a pirate. Everyone wanted to be drunk and raping everybody, you know?
You heard it here, guys. Russ wants to be
No.
drunk and raping everyone.
Then.
Oh,
Gary,
back then, not anymore.
No. Pirates aren't cool anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
So, a van pulls up and Dick Miller hops out.
Oh, speaking of which, this white fucking crew van, dude, it's just like you're just moving gear and like shit in that van. They're like, all right, we'll just use that. You know, this movie borrowed crew and equipment from other.
Yeah, but plausible
other productions.
enough. I mean,
sure,
pulling up in a van's not that crazy, right?
With a couple of porn stars in it, no.
Yeah,
in Hollywood, not weird at all.
I don't think it's strange at all.
He just gets out of the bang bus.
So then Dick opens the van and the 4 porn stars get out. Or really, it's 3 porn stars and an actress. Madison Stone as Roxanne, Monique Gabriel as Megan, Barbara Dare, who's credited as Stacey Nicks.
Oh, you said Stacey Nicks? Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why?
That was her porn star name?
Her porn name was Barbara Dare,
okay.
and she wanted to transition into doing real movies.
Sure.
And she wanted to use her real name, but she didn't. Her real name is like Stacey McNicks or some shit.
Okay.
So she used the name Stacey Nicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Stevie Nicks. I
guess so. So yeah, she plays Jan, and then Susan Aguirre plays Terry. So
Gabrielle was the actual actress.
What do you mean? For which one?
You said there was 3 porn
Monique
stars.
Gabriel plays Megan.
Monique Gabriel, yeah.
Yeah. She's the most popular one out of the cast.
Is she a porn star, or she just did like skin flicks?
She did more of a skin flicks. I don't think she never did like explicit hardcore. But I'll tell you, I have all their history here.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Jan is played by Barbara Dare, who's credited as Stacey Nicks. She was one of the industry's first contract performers with Essex Video and Vivid Entertainment, and is an AVN and XRCO Hall of Fame inductee. Dare began appearing in adult films in the mid-'80s after meeting people who were involved in the adult film industry at Plato's Retreat, which was a legendary swingers club in Manhattan. Barbara Dare made appearances in magazines such as Hustler, Swank, High Society. Dare was one of the top adult film stars of the 1980s. She appeared in scenes with Tracy Adams and Ginger Lynn. She became one of the first women in the industry to sign an exclusive contract with Essex Video for 10 movies a year.
Wow.
And an annual salary of $150,000.
Wow.
Yeah, she would later leave that studio to sign with Vivid Entertainment and become one of the earliest Vivid girls. And
Dare's... The 80s, though? Still?
Yeah, her final movie was Brat Girl in 1992. And then she retired in 1994.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
I mean, her porno, you mean? She went on to do more acting?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Evil Toons was
just about it.
What, 92 as well, right?
People saw her in Evil Toons, and that was about it. So Roxanne is played by Madison Stone, who appeared in well over 100 hardcore movies. Madison was notable for sporting a very striking and distinctive, raw and punky look in her day.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
With
She had
that
lots of
dark
tattoos
hair?
and piercings.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's not in this movie, though.
Maybe not yet, but she's known for having, piercings and tattoos. And the Madison piercing is a body piercing at the front of the neck.
Oh.
It's named after her because she was the first person to be publicly associated with it.
Interesting.
She's a member of the AVN Hall of Fame and was voted the XRCO favorite female in 1993. And then the third porn star.
Is she on the cover? Is that her on the cover?
Yeah, that's her on the cover. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The girl who looks like Jodi Arias is Megan, and she's played by Monique Gabriel, who's probably most well-known of the four. She was the Penthouse Pet of the Month for December 1982, and she had a pretty good movie career. She was in Flashdance, Bachelor Party. She was in a 1986...
As like bit parts?
No, I think
Like
she had
talking
she had
parts?
talking roles.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen all these movies, but
Sure.
I'm assuming. She was in an adult film called Bad Girls 4, but she didn't play an explicit part, so it was kind of like a bait and switch on the casting.
Okay, cool.
And then the Big Bird looking lady is Terry. Terry is played by...
Can I interject real quick about Meg?
Sure.
And actually, we said Monique Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah, her dad was actually a nudist, so she never had issues with like being nude in movies. So that's probably why she's done so many skin flicks, because she's
Do
not.
you want to rephrase that statement? Her dad was a nudist and she never had any issues. Can I make fun of the fucking director's girlfriend already, Russ?
Yeah.
The Big Bird looking lady is Terry. Terry is played by Susan Aguirre, who's an actress and producer known for this and Mob Boss 1990 and Fatal Justice 1994. She was Fred Olen Ray's girlfriend at the time. So the female leads in Evil Toons, they all have distinct characterization. Megan is the shy, innocent one. Roxanne is the wild child. Terry is kind of like the leader of the group, and she's like the more responsible one. Mm-hmm. And Jan is also there. The ladies have been hired by Bert to clean up the house, which is weird because the house looks abandoned. The property is fenced off, and it looks like it has fire damage.
Yeah, but it's fully furnished
Okay.
on the inside. No.
I don't know. I'm thinking you'd probably need more than a couple sex workers to get this place back in a living condition. But this was the Valley in the 1980s, and sometimes you just got to fill a job. But I was thinking it would be funny if this whole thing was a big mix-up, and there's another van full of day laborers that shows up to another house where they're shooting a porn. And Dick Miller just picked up the wrong passengers. These girls weren't meant for the house job. They're supposed to be across town at the porn shoot. And instead there's like four Mexican guys like, no, senor, I don't do a double vaginal, double anal. I only clean the gutters.
Yeah, I mean that's what we call it here in the business, buddy. Cleaning the gutters.
Yeah.
Brought his own hammer, I hope.
Yeah. Well, they were bummed out, after getting railed by Ron Jeremy. But once they saw the check, they were probably pretty...
Yeah, way
happy.
better than the $100 gig they were gonna take.
Yeah. So Bert has an awkward exchange with the ladies, and then they all reach into the van for their things.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like stares at their butts.
Well, not even, dude. He like sucks off this big cigar while he
I was
like.
thinking the same thing. He's just like fucking has this big cigar in his mouth.
It's so big, and he's just like deep throating it and like licking the tip, doing twirls with his tongue. And meanwhile, he's ogling their tight. Their pants are so like their cutoff jeans are so tight. He's like seeing their like labes, smush out around. Yeah.
Honestly, very promising setup so far. And what I love about Evil Toons is, we're used to seeing Dick Miller as various characters, and he never disappoints. But this time there is no character. You get to see Dick Miller basically just playing himself.
Yeah. I mean, we said at the beginning, this is a documentary, Gary, right?
My argument is that Evil Toons is a Dick Miller biopic. He's like a middle class guy, working character actor. He could realistically just have like a rental property like this,
Sure.
This could literally just be Dick Miller's day off set. Like he's smoking cigars and driving around in the valley with a van full of porn stars.
Dropping them off. Like, you should clean this house.
Yeah.
I'll give you $100.
Yeah, here you go, girls. I'm dropping you off. I'll come back later. I got to go read some sides for Gremlins 2.
Great impression.
And then the film is constantly making references to the girls being sex workers.
Right?
Like they're always talking about blowing people for money and like...
Especially the hardcore chick.
Yeah.
Roxanne, yeah.
But I think they all say at one point, one of the girls is like, I know how to say how much in Spanish.
That's Roxanne again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knows what how much is, and she can respond to it in 5 languages.
Yeah.
Meaning anybody who asks her how much she is, she can answer how much
Yeah.
she costs.
She's bilingual. She sucks dick in 5 languages.
And then is how it's that was America.
Yeah.
And here's France. And then in Germany, Belgium.
But like, I guess the whole thing is kind of like
you can cut that bit.
no, I mean, it's good, but I think we got the point. I guess the whole thing is like wink wink, you've seen these women in porn,
Right.
because they're porn stars,
Right.
So when the girls go inside, Terry gives some more exposition on the house and all the strange things that have happened there.
This house has a long history of mayhem and madness. Pretty strange and unusual and weird things have happened here. Such as... Well, there was the Mortimer family, the last ones to live here. They simply vanished one night after about a month of moving in.
So the girls are getting settled in the kitchen when the neighbor, Mr. Hinchlow, shows up. And Mr. Hinchlow is played by Art Johnson, who's another like well-known character actor.
He's done a lot of...
It's pretty long TV and film career. I'm sure you've seen him in stuff.
He looked familiar, but I couldn't place him anywhere. You know.
So there's a lot of names in Evil Toons.
Sure.
You got David Carradine, Dick Miller, Art Johnson, Madison Stone, Monique Gabriel, Barbara Dare.
The list goes on.
Barbara is not a very
Easy-
sexy name for a porn star. By
Easy
the
for
way.
you to say. Yeah.
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 Who the fuck?
Barbara?
Who was like, yeah, you're gonna make a fake name for porn? Make it Barbara.
Well, it's like
I guess
Barbarella.
Barbie. Barbie used to be like a hot name in the 80s.
Yeah. So if you call her Barb.
It's a baby boomer thing.
Yeah.
Now I think of a Barbara as being like an old lady because they're all fucking 97 now.
Right. No one's named Barb anymore.
Yeah.
Barbie.
So Mr. Hinchlow is talking to Megan outside.
He like, tries to touch her on these. Like, tries to touch her real like creepy.
Yeah,
Like.
it seems like it's constantly happening. He's always trying to touch them. Mr. Hinchlow is trying to fuck.
Yeah. He's a pervert.
Mr. Hinchlow is a problem in the neighborhood. Let's be
Right.
honest. The girls go into David Carradine's basement, and while cleaning the basement, they find an old trunk with a tag written in a foreign language.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it morphs into English.
Wait. This foreign language. Yeah. It morphs into thing so the audience can read it, and then it morphs back. Because they never read it, right? They never know what it says.
I guess not, but it says, "In God's name, please never open this trunk. I swear you're going to be real sorry." So they open it and find a skull and a dagger, which I would assume were just some of David Carradine's like weird sex toys.
Well, yeah, you can skull fuck it.
Yeah. Honestly, that tag probably just said David Carradine's weird sex toys and tie.
And you can take the dagger. It's actually like a swizzle up for your pee hole.
Yeah. It's a sounding device for David Carradine to masturbate with. The girls decide to take the dagger, and after that, Gideon Fisk just like materializes out of thin air outside of the house, and he's got the shitty Necronomicon.
Yeah.
And next, the girls are having dinner.
What should we call that? So it's totally just the Necronomicon.
It pretty much is, right?
And in fact, I think at some point someone explains it as like the Kandarian Book of the Dead, even, which is exactly what the fucking Evil Dead.
I just don't know why they didn't
is.
call this movie Evil Head. I think that would have been a funnier title than Evil Toons.
Definitely.
You know?
I mean, with starting out with Dick sucking on that delicious cigar.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's some real Freudian stuff going on there. He's really fucking jawing down that cigar. So next the girls are having dinner, and Roxanne walks in and she turns on the radio, then abruptly starts doing like a strip tease.
For her friends?
Yeah.
Or wait, they're friends, right? Or are they coworkers?
I guess both. You know,
They're all like from the same school, right?
it kind of hints that they're co-eds, but it also is constantly hinting that they're fucking whores.
Right.
So
Well, I mean, co-eds are whores.
sure.
Come on, I've seen enough porns to know that.
Yeah. But I can see why Madison Stone was a hot commodity in the early 90s.
Oh, certainly.
She's got pretty athletic legs. Like, she has a butt before, like, butts.
Yeah, she even twerks it, which was like not a thing in '92.
Yeah. She's doing the striptease, and then Roxanne starts undoing Megan's top.
Yeah, they coerce her to come over and be like, "Hey, I want to show you," because Megan's like the nerd. She doesn't know what sex is. She wants to have
She's
it.
the naive one. But it's really weird because she's just, like, dancing with her and, like, seemingly enjoying the experience, and then, like, abruptly just, like, changes on a dime and runs upstairs with her big fucking tits flapping.
Well, she says no to her friend who starts to unbutton her thing, and she's like, "No, haha," but kind of playful, and kind of does like kind of slap her hand away. Yeah, so I don't know. Is there a reason to start undressing her, or except just to turn it into a porno scene? These,
I mean, despite the subpar performances, it's pretty good casting with those two. The other two girls look like John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora with tits.
mixed with a poodle.
Yeah.
Such big hair.
They're really hanging on to that like 1987 hair.
Blonde, curly, big.
And then the doorbell rings and it's Gideon Fisk. And he hands the girls a package and just says, delivery.
Yeah. But didn't he zaps it out of thin air?
Yeah, he materialized when they stole the dagger.
And then he materializes the thing into his hands too, right?
I don't
Or
know.
was he carrying it in his ass?
Maybe.
He had a satchel?
That might be how he might have keister hid the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
That's why they call him Gideon Fist. So the girls open the package and it's the book from earlier, of course.
Ooh.
And this book is basically like the key prop of the entire film. And it looks pretty decent on the outside.
Yeah, and considering it did have like moving parts, it's a puppet.
Yeah, it's multiple books. But like I'm saying, it looks good on the outside, but
Sure.
it really falls apart when you see the interior pages.
Which is like half empty pages.
It's just like shitty pen drawings on cheap paper.
Like you scribbled it like 20 minutes before you had to show it on camera.
It looks like an 11-year-old's like school notebook.
Oh, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, yeah. And then he has an 8-pack, you know, and big muscles.
Oh, here's a demon dog, and here's a fucking Slayer logo.
And now he's got a real big veiny dick.
Yeah. And this chick's getting her pussy eaten by the devil.
Yeah, his long tongue. But yeah, I mean, yeah, fucking furry art. Just erotic.
Yeah, this
furry
movie
art.
probably is very hot to the furry community. So Roxanne goes to Megan to see if she can read the book. And Megan's upstairs just like staring at her fucking massive breasts in the mirror.
Yes.
Monique Gabriel is ridiculously stacked.
So chesty.
I don't know why
Nice.
she's so sad. My guess, though, would probably be back pain.
Yeah.
Probably sad about back pain from her
Understandable.
massive tits.
Yeah. Yes.
But the book is in ancient Latin, so Megan is able to read the incantation passage. And then all the girls go to bed except for Roxanne, who's waiting for her boyfriend, Biff. She's in the kitchen struggling to open a bottle of wine. Which, like, just, the silent film performance of Madison Stone is just...
Yeah.
really leaves a lot to be
Something.
desired. She's no Buster Keaton.
I thought I was going to say it was something to be
You
not
enjoyed
missed. Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
man. Fucking that scene goes on forever.
Dedicating minutes and minutes of this movie to that gag was totally necessary. Oof. Never before has such a cinematic experience been experienced by me, Gary.
So she's in the kitchen struggling to open the wine, and then the drawing from the book comes alive. And then Roxanne changes into some like sheer lingerie while the demon dog thing is, watching and fucking... His eyes bug out and he's flicking his tongue and he's fucking jerking off his ears.
He's doing all the wolf whistle stuff. Yeah.
It's
He's
like
actually jerking off his ears.
Yeah, it's like an R-rated Tex Avery cartoon,
Exactly. And actually, she should have seen that fucker. She comes into the room carrying wine for, I guess, her football boyfriend who's going to show up. And fucking he hides behind a chair that she's walking up from behind. He's hiding behind a thing where she could clearly see him.
Yeah, sure.
Like there's a couple cartoon mixed gags in here that feel like they could have been more well designed or more well planned. Like that just doesn't.
Oh, are you
sense.
saying Evil Toons seemed a little bit ill-conceived? And then it looks like the Evil Toon attacks her, and then the scene ends with like him just biting Roxanne's crotch.
He says "time for din din" as a line. He's like, he's kind of making cartoony jokes while he's about to sexually assault this woman, and he's time for din din, and then he literally ate her out.
Yeah, he bites her right in the crotch.
Hoochie.
Yeah, and the girls upstairs are oblivious to the fact that Roxanne is being assaulted by Boomer the fucking bulldog or whoever. Mm-hmm. One of the best effects though in the film is probably like when the dog demon like licks Roxanne and her brassiere pops off.
Yeah,
it's like a string wire gag or something.
Sure.
It looks pretty good because the cartoon kind of like hides the string.
learned well from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which came out, 5 years prior?
Well, that's what the inspiration for Evil Toons was. Fred Olen Ray went to go see Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I think it would be really great if there was a movie where a cartoon ripped the clothes off a naked woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, that does seem like the logic behind this.
He went to go see Roger Rabbit. He's like, instead of an allegory about race, let's do a movie where a cartoon rapes a girl.
Wouldn't that be a joy for everyone?
Well, now that she transforms into the demon, or the demon morphs into Roxanne, I should say.
Right. So it's now that it's kind of attacked her.
Yeah.
It has the power to change into her.
I guess it's eaten her and it's killed her, and now it's going to possess her. Like, that's how it works, I guess.
Okay.
And then Biff shows up, who's played by Don Dow.
Right.
And the demon possessed Roxanne kills him.
Right. Biff looks 45, dude.
Yeah, I used to see that dude in a lot of those movies.
Yeah.
And he's still in movies, I think. He just plays like smaller roles. He's like a character actor. So while all this is happening, Gideon Fisk is just kind of hanging around. And then Mr. Hinchlow hears screaming, and he calls Bert at his house. And this is a really cool scene because Dick Miller is just at his place, and he's like smoking a cigar and watching himself in a bucket of blood. Which again adds to my argument that Evil Toons is at least partially a Dick Miller biopic. First, the phone rings. It rings and rings, but Bert is so enthralled by Dick Miller's performance that he waits until like the fifth ring and picks up the phone like begrudgingly.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to watch. It's like, he's just like so angry at the phone ring. Because it's on TV, Russ. He can't pause it.
Right.
It's an important movie he wants to see.
Of course. Can't miss any moment.
So Bert agrees to head over and check on the girls.
After, like, being like, oh, what are you doing? Like, are you watching them with the telescope?
After I'm supposing they just let Dick Miller improvise a scene, I guess. I don't know.
It was such a funny phone conversation.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie just alone for this scene.
And then Bert gets up to go, and his wife stops him in, like, lingerie.
Super hot wife. So attractive for this old curmudgeon. What the fuck?
Gorgeous wife, and he has no interest in her. He'd rather jerk off to himself in a 30-year-old movie.
He's going to go jerk off with his buddy in his telescope.
Yeah. And then they do a gag where, like, she goes into the bedroom, and it sounds like she's starting a lawnmower.
It sounds like a gasoline-powered pneumatic jackhammer dildo, and literally starts, like, chipping at what I can only imagine would be your pelvic bone out of the sound of it.
Yeah. So, at least they're trying, and they got stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then, meanwhile at the house, the other three girls find Biff's body, and then Bert shows up.
Drunk.
Yeah. It's interesting. Now he's, like, completely shit-faced.
Yeah, I mean, he could have banged his wife, but he turned her down because I'm pissed off and I gotta go work, I guess.
Maybe that's why he couldn't bang his wife. He was, like, got, like, whiskey dick.
Oh, right.
He got too drunk.
He didn't want to see. He wouldn't want to see that he already come watching his own movie and couldn't get it up again. Yeah.
He jerked off to bucket of blood. So Terry, Jan, and Megan
and now
tell
his
him
dick's too sore because it's the fifth time.
Yeah,
the movie's been on for at least 15 minutes, and you can chafe. Chafe gear. You can only do so much in a night.
Yeah, he has no interest. And then Terry, Jan, and Megan tell him they need to get dressed while they're trying to hide Biff's body. And while Bert's waiting outside, Roxanne shows up, and she takes him into the basement where they found all the relics.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, she sits in a chair and spreads her legs and asks Bert if he's looking for trouble. And
which he is.
He wants to fuck her. He had no interest. So it was just like, just no interest in his wife, but he just wants to fuck this chick.
But his wife was actually much more attractive, in my opinion.
I mean, they both just look like porn stars, so it's...
Mm-hmm. Hey, maybe Dick's not got a dick like a jackhammer. And so he just can't really...
He's intimidated.
He really can't crack the pelvic bone like whatever fucking crazy roof-mounted Sibian that woman's got in there.
Well, Bert stumbles over drunk to Roxanne, and it looks like she's going to blow him. And then she suddenly has, like, big monster teeth, and she bites Dick's penis.
No, so you're saying that in this bit, Dick gets his dick bit?
Yeah. She bites Miller's dick.
Wow. Wow.
There's a lot of genital biting in this movie.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's still the Toon. The Toon is into it.
That's this particular demon's thing. He'll bite your junk.
He's really into oral. Like,
well, he's an evil Toon. That's why he bites your penis.
Right. If he was a good Toon, he would just suck your penis.
Yeah.
He's got a great tongue.
Yeah.
I bet he could wrap it all around your balls and tickle your asshole too. You know, with the whole thing.
Are you trying to get head from fucking Boomer the Bulldog?
I mean, if it's good.
I think it's bestiality.
Oh yeah, no, that's not in the eyes of the Lord. That's evil.
Yeah.
Oh, and there you go, Evil Toons.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to fuck a monster. You're right.
No, they're very evil. And the girls find all the bodies in the basement, and then Mr. Hinchlow shows up. He comes to the rescue. Also, Mr. Hinchlow is still being a fucking creep.
Oh yeah. He's still
trying to get some fucking 22-year-old pussy.
He's like hands in his pocket,
Yeah.
and he's.
So the possessed Roxanne kills Jan after like writhing around on top of her for a while.
The two other girls just leave her, dude. What the fuck? You saw that? They're like, and they think about it, and with how much Jan struggles to fight this monster, it seems like if one more person had stayed, they probably could have fought her off.
Yeah.
If the two of them, they all could have like tied her up. They could have made some shit happen, but
Yeah, she gets no help. But you know, we do get a good shot at those $150,000 a year tits. So Roxanne kills Terry in a similar way. And now Meg's the final girl, and Gideon Fisk shows up with the magic dagger from the basement.
Dude, not even a similar way, exactly the same way.
Yeah.
She's attacked, her boobs are exposed, and then she's like bit in the neck. And actually, it looked to me in this scene when she's like, she rips the, sorry, fucking Roxanne rips the dress, and only one strap undoes, and only one boob falls out. And I think that was a costume malfunction. I think both should have ripped. But don't be worried, because they definitely got a shot after.
That's a reverse Janet Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But then they made sure that they just ripped the other one in another shot. And then just to extend the boob exposure.
That's what this is. It's a sexploitation movie. So they got to show the principal actresses nude.
Do they still make... I mean, was 92 the end of the sexploitation movie?
They definitely made them for like TV and shit into the early 2000s. I think they probably stopped around like 2007,
like
2008.
Skinamax?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that... Those were more softcore, though.
Yeah, that's what this is. This is more of a horror movie and a softcore porn. It's like they're both like combined, you know?
Right. But I would argue that a softcore movie takes time to have a sex scene. There's not really a sex scene in this movie.
Yeah, I guess so. But the monster writhing around on top of the girl and showing her tits.
That just happens
It's
in
the
any
same thing
that
as
happens in any movie, though.
Does it?
Yeah. He doesn't get a boner, right?
Yeah.
You can't show boner anyway in a softcore. But yeah, I mean, as long as...
Yeah, I mean, I think they would have had sex scenes if they had the budget for more cast. It's just like, what are they going to have the girls...
finger each
they
other?
kind of did. It's like they got their tits all out together. They're not going to show up their pussies.
If it was a softcore porn, they would have.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I think
fair
that's the distinction between a softcore and a skin flick.
Yeah.
And this is definitely a skin flick, but I don't really recall too many other skin flicks. I think it might have changed into like the teen comedy, right? That became the new way to be able to just show boobs.
Yeah.
But it's
also,
like,
there was a huge tradition of that, like even through the 80s. Into the early
for
2000s
sure.
with like, you know, Porky's to like American Pie, and that's a genre of movie that doesn't even exist anymore.
Right.
And that's an exploitation movie. It's just they were made by mainstream Hollywood in the 90s and early 2000s.
Right.
Oh, so now Meg's the final girl, and Gideon Fisk shows up with the magic dagger from the basement.
Ooh,
and
the swizzle stick.
Yeah, the fucking sounding device. He stabs Roxanne.
No.
And she turns back into the cartoon wolf dog thing. And then Meg throws the book in the fire, killing the evil cartoon for good.
Much like Evil Dead, the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what the monster says, "You little bitch, I'll get you in the sequel for this."
Yeah.
He's gotten all these cartoon.
A lot of wishful thinking on that Evil Toons 2 line.
Yeah. But just imagine what would.
I mean, this movie was pretty successful, but I don't think anybody was begging for Evil Toons 2.
But was it though? I feel like nobody rented it. Everybody saw it, but nobody rented it.
Well, it was straight to video, but it was like translated into like 5 languages and released like all over the place. It
so
was pretty
it's
successful.
global
It probably
success.
made way more than it cost. So.
Sure. Oh yeah, definitely. It only cost $100. It only fucking looks like it cost $100.
Yeah. So
And plus, now, all right, so our cartoon disappears. There was, dude, for a movie called Evil Toons, there was fucking 2 minutes, not even. There was probably like 1 minute of screen time for a cartoon.
yeah.
I mean, I granted, cartoons are expensive,
Yeah.
but it's really
Yeah, and honestly,
misleading.
like the cartoon parts of this movie aren't the most fun parts.
no. I mean,
It's kind of the worst part of the movie.
it's a rape, a Tex Avery joke, and
There's a couple cool shots, but like the best part of this movie is like the fun character actors popping in.
just doing wacky shit for sure.
They throw the book in the fire, right?
Yeah,
They kill the evil cartoon.
he fucking disappears.
And then
forever.
Gideon Fisk like explains he was in limbo, and Meg helped him kill the cartoon by turning it into a human form. Pretty boring, unnecessary shit.
And when did he do this originally?
What do you mean?
The book, I think, there's a history. The
Yeah,
tune.
he brought the book. I think Art Johnson's character like gives more exposition about like Gideon Fisk bringing the book to America in the 1800s or whatever. There's some bullshit backstory to it.
But that would have that house was built in 1905. So unless it was in the early 1900s, he wouldn't have had that house. I guess no one really cares about that. Does that look like a 1780s house
No.
in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Yeah, where we clearly are.
No, the house just shows the budget of the movie.
For sure. And yeah, so weird. But yeah, why not?
I just think it's funny to think that maybe David Carradine actually like hung himself in a closet in Thailand so he could kill a shitty demon in the afterlife. You know, we think he did it just to get off, but
really,
he was trying to do something selfless.
Yeah, that's very righteous of him. Instead of just jerking off alone to death, jerking yourself off to death. Sorry, David Carradine.
Is that what happened?
Isn't that what happens?
Yeah, I think they found him,
autoerotic asphyxiation, Gary.
They found him like hanging in a closet.
Oh, is that right?
In like a leather suit, like a dildo up his butt.
Oh, well,
allegedly.
Okay, there you go.
Allegedly.
There you go.
Yeah.
He lawfully did the thing he needed to. Yeah. Is that's wild? That's definitely
Oh yeah.
unfortunate.
Huh? Yeah, David Carradine's a little out there, huh?
And in fact, if the book disappears, like zaps away like it did in the movie, shit, maybe he was trying to do something for the world.
Yeah. Well, Meg wakes up and all the girls are alive again. They do like the Wizard of Oz ending.
Yeah.
These
What
fucking
happened?
boomers love the Wizard of Oz.
Well, I mean,
I think it's because like it's all they had when they were kids.
it's for a Mormon audience, Gary. So you can't watch sad things. It has to have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Mr. Hinchlow shows up with a thermos full of coffee and a little portable TV so he can watch cartoons.
Oh. Ah!
Also, the coffee has roofies in it. Mr. Hinchlow is a fucking problem.
Yeah, dude, he's not good business.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Winslow. Hinchlow?
Hinchlow. Yeah, Mr. Hinchlow.
Yeah.
I got the brown house with the mold on it.
He does say that verbatim. Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Evil Toons. Yeah, you know what? It had very little screen time for cartoons, so that was disappointing. The acting was so-so. The performance, everything's funny. For as shitty as it was, I wasn't bored. I wasn't bored by the film. I was maybe put off by the cartoon rape. But what did I expect with the cover being a porn star with a tongue hanging out onto her?
Well, I think the film's, you know, if we're going to get deep into the ideological perspective on it, the film is anti-cartoon rape.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But, you know, sometimes you got to see these things to understand the magnitude of you know, how serious they are.
Right, because at first you might almost think they want it, but really, you know, they're against it. There's a message there.
Well, you know, I'm joking, of course, but somebody who's been raped by a cartoon could very much be triggered by seeing Evil Toons,
sure.
so it's really not that funny.
Right.
You know, good beginning, good ending, kind of drags in the middle there.
Were you bored?
I got a little bit bored in the middle. When it's just the girls in the house, it's like, all right.
And they're, just showing each other boobs? You mean that's
no, that part's fun enough. It's more like when they're just running around.
Oh, like looking through the book
Going
and
to
being
the
like,
basement.
ooh,
Yeah.
there's sex in this book.
I guess they're
Gross.
just not interesting enough performers to like carry a movie, so it gets kind of boring.
Right.
But it's not bad. It's just not super rewatchable.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
seen it.
But I do kind of enjoy it.
time.
I give it 2 stars, but I kind of enjoy it.
All right. Well, I'll give it 2 De Niro's.
That's all I really got.
Yeah, dude. Evil Toons, 2 De Niro's, and
2 stars. It's free to watch on Tubi. Looks pretty good. It's HD transfer. If you want to see like a strange recreation of how David Carradine died,
and how Dick Miller
just gotta
lives.
watch this. Yeah. This Evil Toons is actually a Dick Miller or David Carradine biopic.
Combo.
This is how their lives went.
Dick Miller's still alive?
No, I think he passed away a few years ago.
He choked on a cigar.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
When people die, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
Sorry for everybody who's lost someone to cigar inhalation or tune rate.
Yeah. Well, the whole choking yourself while you jerk off is weird.
That is weird. Yeah, let's touch upon that real quick because I think it's important for people to understand. Don't fucking do that.
It's probably not a
Don't
good
fucking
idea.
do that.
Yeah.
Go on. What were you gonna say?
I don't know. It just seems like a lot of famous people get into it. Yeah. And like they seem like the type of people they've probably had lots of sex.
You have sex with all the
lots of sexual
models, anybody you
experiences.
want, anything you want, any drug
Well, that's what I'm
you
saying.
want.
Russ, it must be good. It must be really fucking good if these rich millionaires keep risking their lives and dying to do this fucking thing. It must feel really fucking good.
It's the ultimate release.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate release. Yeah, release from your body because you're fucking dead now because you jerked yourself off in a closet to death.
Yeah.
What a fucking way to go! It must be awesome. Go.
Yeah.
I can't judge anybody for going out the way
Well,
they
it's
want to.
dangerous if you do it alone, right?
Yeah.
But we could choke each other and masturbate.
And this podcast.